let's jump into it. So yeah, so we're starting a series called WTF is NFT. So what the fuck is NFT? Um, I know there's a lot of people that have been hearing about it. There's a lot of people seeing all these crazy sales, probably wondering, is this even real? Is someone really paying $12 million for an image of an alien? Like, what is that? Why do people like that? So we did the first series on the CryptoPunks, or the first episode of our series, and now we're jumping into the Meebits. This is something that we both are into. We've grown to really like it. I would say very quickly in a very short amount of time. And we both recently finally took the plunge and bought some. And yeah, we're not experts. We don't claim to be experts, but we are very excited about this this new kind of this new kind of digital art, and we want to document kind of the journey of us going through it in a Instagram live, YouTube video kind of format, I guess. So yeah, you want to start and just kind of like give them the breakdown on like what Meebits are. Just start, yeah.
Yeah. So actually,
Let me lower the volume because I can't really.
It's all good. I actually want to rename the series that we're doing here. I want to rename it to How to Money Launder, because I think that's an ideal name.
Hold on.
Anthony got that metaverse music in the background. All right, here we go. Meebits. What are Meebits? So, Meebits are a collection of 20,000 3D computer-generated avatars. CryptoPunks are 2D avatars, meaning, there you go. There are Meebits. I'll just show my Meebit as an example. Here's my Meebit. He's a nice guy. They were randomly generated. They're created by the same people who created CryptoPunks, called Larva Labs. Two guys, Matt Hall and John Watkinson, are Larva Labs, and Meebits are the third NFT project that they've ever released, behind CryptoPunks and another project called Autoglyphs, not sure how I pronounce it. Basically, what a Meebit is a avatar for the metaverse. Now, what is the metaverse? There's probably a lot of people on here who are wondering, what is the metaverse? Do you want to answer this? I feel like
all right. So the metaverse is basically, at least in its inception, will probably exist in one of these. So this is, I'll put it on. So this is an Oculus, and yeah, the metaverse is going to exist in here. When you put this on, it's fully immersive. Like you can do I can do a 360, and I can see everything inside of this helmet. They're only $300, which is actually very cheap, I think. When you put this on, I think everyone's going to be like blown away by just how vivid everything feels. It's just very real. It feels like you're literally in a different universe. And yeah, you're going to be able to do all kind of stuff in the VR world. And these, well, what else about the metaverse before I keep going? And Facebook, obviously, is the creator of this Oculus. They develop these, they sell these, and they recently said that they're going all in on the metaverse. So Mark Zuckerberg and a $1 trillion publicly traded company are going all in on this metaverse. They kind of think it's the next frontier. Like we went from, the computers to the phones, iPads, and now he believes that the next kind of wave where people are going to go into is the virtual reality. Something Gary Vee's talked about a lot as well. He really thinks VR is going to be huge. After putting the helmet on for like 5 minutes, I thought like this is definitely going to be huge. There's a lot of applications, and even when you put it on, it's still a very early technology, but it's already advanced. Like when you put it on, it feels very advanced. So I can only imagine where this is going to go. Like let's say in 5 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, the metaverse basically a shared virtual space where there'll be a lot going on, gaming, entertainment, events, all different kinds of things. There'll most likely be multiple metaverses or multiple virtual worlds in which we'll
Right.
be living in and spending time in. I think that's important to say. And basically, Meebits, or our thesis on Meebits, is that Meebits are going to be the CryptoPunks of the metaverse. That's essentially how I at least look at it.
I feel like a CryptoPunk is more like art, actually, where it's like a 2D image. And I see more a CryptoPunk as art, whereas like the Meebits are going to be more like when you create a video game character to use in a game. Well, the Meebit is like the character that you don't create; you just buy him, and then you can input him into. So that's something that someone asked about the metaverse. That was a smart question. I do think, like you said, there's going to be multiple metaverses. So you're going to be able to go to like this metaverse and this metaverse and this metaverse. And the cool thing about Meebits, though, since it's on the Ethereum blockchain and you can confirm that you own it, you can input the Meebit into each of the metaverses. Hopefully, none of the metaverses are going to be like, oh no, you can't input that. You have to buy ours. I don't think that's going to happen. That would go against kind of the whole ethos of like this whole thing. So, and at least Mark has said like he plans on being very open source when it comes to it in a lot of ways. So yeah, you'll be able to put the Meebit in all different metaverses and use them.
Yeah, I mean, I only use a CryptoPunk comparison because like CryptoPunks are the cream of the crop of avatars, right? And I think Meebits, at least how I look at it right now, have the potential to be the cream of the crop in terms of metaverse avatars, like in terms of the
Yeah.
3D kind. So
The hotspot.209 says, Art, I can draw those 2Ds with my eyes closed. This is true. And you can also probably draw these dots with your eyes closed. But those Damien Hirst dots, originals, are worth millions of dollars. So just because you can do it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have a value. There's a certain history, there's a certain significance to these CryptoPunks, being that you can create it now, but you weren't creating it in 2014 before anybody even cared to create it. It was a very pure, very, it wasn't a money grab situation with these CryptoPunks. They were made because these guys just truly loved digital art and they put it out there, not having any idea what these would become. So there's more to just the CryptoPunk than just what meets the eye, I guess you could say.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, so, so someone says, does your Meebit grow more powers the longer it thrives?
It probably will create like characters that will like kind of like Pokemon that evolve. That'll be interesting. I see that
I
coming.
mean, one thing is like, who knows? Maybe in a couple of years, like a far superior 3D avatar comes out. Like that's kind of
Yes,
what makes this space like risky, obviously,
correct.
and it's what makes it very speculative. But Meebits coming from the guys who created Larva Labs, that comes with a certain
Yeah.
prestige.
Yeah, the way I look at it is like, are there sports cards nowadays that are way more, let's say, technologically advanced, more aesthetically pleasing? Yes. But guess what? Honus Wagner still Honus Wagner. And whether you like how it looks or not, it's important because of just it was the most popular thing at the time. There was this whole story behind it. The CryptoPunks and the Meebits have this story. This is historical factor, which is, why you and me, we took a shot, knowing that there's like a significance to them outside of just the artwork.
Yeah, 100%.
And many things could survive. Like, doesn't mean that someone can't create one now that there's only 100 of them and they become like the biggest thing ever. But it does. There's going to be multiple probably 3D characters that you use in the metaverse that are going to be super valuable.
They think about how many people are going to be, spending time in the metaverse. Well, all these people are going to need to have some kind of an avatar, most likely.
Yeah, like when this guy creates his avatars, like they're going to be worth a lot of money. Like, if you can roll around the metaverse as one of these, like this guy's gonna kill it. If he releases 100 of these as a 3D character that can plug into metaverses, people are gonna go all in huge for these. Like they'll pay 100 grand each off rip for those if he ever did that. So yeah, there's gonna be multiple.
Yeah. Should we get into how they kind of came out?
Yeah.
Okay, so Meebits were launched May 3rd of this year. The distribution was basically because it was the same guys who made CryptoPunks. Every CryptoPunk owner got a Meebit for free, and it was random. It was kind of like a lottery. Like you didn't know which one you were going to get. You got one for free if you already own a CryptoPunk. For the rest of the Meebits, it was a Dutch auction, and the price landed at 2.5 Ethereum or 2.5 Ether. Sorry. And it was, again, like a lottery. Like it was just random. You paid 2.5 Ether and you got a random Meebit with random rarity, essentially. You didn't know which one you were going to get. So now, actually, the current floor is 2 Ether. So it's actually lower than when they came out, which is kind of interesting. It's lower than the mint price. I guess that's the proper terminology.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important to note that there have been many huge Meebit sales since they came out. For instance, this Meebit called the double snout, or the double snouted pig, I believe. This sold for 1,000 Ether.
Move it up a little bit higher so I can see the full thing. Is he wearing neon shoes?
Yeah, neon shoes.
Yeah, neon shoes.
This sold for $2.5 million, which is pretty crazy. But it just shows kind of, I guess, the extent someone would go to pay for a super rare Meebit.
3 eyes, 2 noses, yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy looking one. It's the only one that's got the 3 eyes and the 2 noses. The current floor, yeah, is 2 Ether. Another big sale that happened was this one. This is called a dissected Meebit, and this one sold for 700 Ether.
That one, that's the best one by far.
Yeah, this is
not that other one is not the best. That's the best one, my opinion. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna end up being the most expensive one if it resells again.
Yeah, this one's just crazy.
He's the only one who doesn't have a shirt on in the entire series. No, legit.
Not true.
There's one. If you type what?
Not true.
There's another one.
There's some of them just don't have any shirts at all, like the humans.
But he's the only fully without.
Yeah, without like skin or anything.
Right. See
yeah.
Again, yeah.
So there are different types of Meebits. So there's humans that comprise the majority of the Meebits. There's around 19,000 human Meebits. Then there's the pigs. There's 700 pigs, 250 elephants, 72 of these guys. The robots.
Oh yeah, I really like those. Oh, you pulled up the one I pulled up.
Yeah,
see,
these are
funny. That's funny. You pulled that one up. I had that one too.
Yeah, these are the robots.
That one's sick. I like those a lot.
And there's 57 of these guys. I just love the suit and tie. There's 57 of these guys.
Yeah, we use a different one on this one. I like this one more because he's tatted up. These are actually considered tattoos. It's an alien with tattoos and those long arms.
And then and then the dissected. And then skeleton.
Porter Cards calls the robot ones Daft Punk. It's true. Legit.
This is one of my favorites.
Oof.
This is the
tie-dye shirt. Oh, there's only 125 with a tie-dye shirt. Yeah. And I've noticed that I've told like 4 or 5 people about these recently, and they all gravitated towards tie-dye shirt immediately, saying they wanted one with a tie-dye shirt. Yeah, Danny, you definitely need to get a suit and tie one. That's a must. There's actually a nice one. There's a couple of nice ones. Max is like, fuck. Are you gonna get that one that we were talking about today? It's nice.
If I can flip the one I currently have, or maybe flip some other NFTs that I have, I'm gonna get that one because that's that's a grail.
The price is okay. So people keep asking. So Ethereum currently is around $2,500, right? Dollars. Yeah. So it's priced in Ethereum always. So it's $2,500. So 2 Ethereum is the cheapest, which is $5,000. And like the 2 I bought were 2.5 Ethereum. So they were wait, no, that's wrong. Wait, hold on. So yeah, they were 62.50 were the ones that I bought. Like low like around low 6s for the 2 that I got. For the prices, the way my brain kind of like rationalized it is $6,000 is not a little bit of money. Obviously, it's a decent bit of change. But like you mentioned, the floor price was 2.5. So in my mind, I'm getting it for retail cost. And I've bought a lot of art in my life, and all the art I've bought, if it's somewhat popular and you're getting it for retail cost, what I've noticed is people who buy art for retail cost do not sell it for under. They rather just hold it because they like the art. They bought it. A lot of people bought it just because they liked it. So like the people who bought these for $300, even though they made a lot of them, no one's selling it for $250 or $200. So these have gone up in value because people are just not willing to let it go for $300. And I kind of see a similar thing happening with the Meebits, that people understand like how the historical significance, how legit the two guys are who created them are, that I don't see people just giving them away for less than the 2.8 floor, the 2 ETH floor. And I just think that I think they're at the bottom.
Yeah, I just think that there's so much potential. Like the utility for the Meebits isn't even there yet. Like the metaverse isn't really here yet. So I just don't, like you said, I don't see it going much under the current floor.
Yeah.
Can I tell the David story, Riverfront Collectibles, with the free stuff? Okay, so David, Riverfront Collectibles, he's got a couple CryptoPunks. I think he definitely had one at the time when Meebits came out. So he got a free Meebit, and he DM'd me his Meebit that he got, and it was one of the skeleton ones. And I was like, David, do you know what you have there? And he was like, no, is this a good one? And I was like, yeah, that's like quite possibly one of the best ones you could get. David sold that Meebit for $300,000. He got a free 300 grand, and he bought more CryptoPunks with it. Legendary story.
That was legendary. It was. Yeah, and the fact he bought CryptoPunks with it too, because he would have just held the 300K cash. That's great. But CryptoPunks, that was epic. Yeah, I hope one day I pull off a move like that.
He corrected me, 350 grand. Sorry.
Yeah, and for you guys who don't know, the CryptoPunks kind of like over the weekend went from like, or just not that long ago, like 18 Ethereum, they've doubled in value to around like, what is it now, 33 Ethereum, 34?
Yeah.
And if you really want to dig in deep, a lot of the stuff that's available close to the cheapest price for the CryptoPunks is like kind of what people would consider the not as good ones, the not as desirable. That's one thing about the Meebits, since they still haven't made their big run. You can still get a lot of nice ones close to the floor price, close to that 2.5 Ethereum price. Now, everyone needs to know they are double the population as the CryptoPunks. So it's 20,000 versus 10,000. And they will probably never be worth more than the CryptoPunks. Unless the use case of being able to use them in the metaverse really takes off to a different level, I still just don't think that they'll ever ascend past CryptoPunks. But still, if the CryptoPunks keep going higher and higher and higher, people will always justify paying a fraction of that for Meebits, I think. I don't know. That's just my theory. If there's punks selling the cheapest punks 100 Ethereum, I could see a world where people are going to say, you know what, I'm willing to pay 4 Ethereum, 5 Ethereum for a Meebit. That's kind of the thesis. Danny asked, what makes one more popular than another? So the rarity. Like some of them, only a certain amount have a gold chain. Like for me, I bought one that has this shirt.
Yes.
So I bought one that has this shirt, and there's only 900 and something that have the white shirt with the red rectangle. Currently, I think people look at this and don't think much of it, but I believe that this will be known as the Supreme Meebits, and Supreme is kind of like, you know, one of the most popular kind of like trending brands out there, and I think it kind of caters well with the whole like crypto community. And I think a lot of people are going to want a Meebit that has a Supreme shirt on. And the Supreme shirts, these ones with the red rectangle, they're called, in the real world, they're called box logo tees. And it's a very obvious homage because the Meebit creators made that shirt. The name of it is Logo Tee. So it's very much a Supreme shirt that they just didn't call a Supreme shirt.
It's a clear reference.
Yeah. Now there's 900, so it's not the rarest thing, but that's something that makes it rare. I personally just like basketball, and I like he's got the athletic shoes on, the neon. I also don't want to roll around the metaverse in a jersey personally, but I like the basketball, those neon basketball shoes. So it really is just comes down to preference too. It's what someone's willing to pay. I could put this one up for a crazy amount. If someone buys it, then is it worth that? I don't know, but someone was willing to pay that. So there's not really like a scale that you can really say like, oh, this one's worth more, because some people say the one with more attributes is worth more. So if they have a chain and a hat and glasses and a bunch of things, that makes it worth more. But then, you know, Max showed one where it's just a straight guy wearing a suit, and it's very simple. And I personally love that. And I know you do too. And that one, someone could pay a lot for, even though it doesn't have necessarily all the attributes. So there's kind of a lot of intricacies to it, which to me makes it more interesting and makes me kind of like it more, that there are all these intricacies, and like people are kind of like still trying to figure out which ones are the best ones. And there's really not a correct answer. It's just going to be like what people at a certain given time all kind of agree on is the best one. So, you know, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it really comes down to like one, rarity, like
it's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like how rare is the specific type, right, or how rare is the specific trait? And then eye appeal, like does it actually look good? Like does someone actually like want this as their avatar?
Yeah. Like I bought this one. This one to me just matches well, because sometimes they'll be wearing a hoodie like this and then purple pants and green shoes, and to me that looks like a clown suit. Like I just think like this guy's outfit kind of goes together, like his white headphones with the gray, black, and white hoodie, the white shoes that kind of, and then the camo pants. It kind of just, it goes together to me. So I like to see one. I like ones that kind of like match well. They just are put together like that kind of way. But that's just me.
Yeah, I also think like for people who may like go out and try to buy one, like a Meebit, like if you see one that you like that's at like 3 or 3.5 ether, and you just really like it, I would just recommend that you buy it, just because someone else probably is looking at the same exact one that you are, and you never know when someone's going to pull the trigger. And also, it like I think long term, if Meebits really are going to be a big thing, like paying 3.5 ether versus 2.5 ether right now is not going to be a huge difference.
Yeah, I agree with that. I tell people that are looking at them, I know the dollar amount is big, but at the end of the day, if you really believe in this, like really believe in it, and you're not just in here to day trade, and these could be worth, let's say 10 plus Ethereum, 2.5 to 10 Ethereum and 3.5 to 10 Ethereum, the ROI is still ridiculously good, obviously. It would take you many years to make that in the stock market. And a bunch of other industries. If it gets there, that's going to be a huge come up. And you know, the crypto world is crazy. It does happen in a lot of different cryptocurrencies. We saw with the CryptoPunks this last month, they've tripled. So it could happen. And I just feel bad. I don't want people to like be debating and then not do it, and then it quadruples and they can't buy it, because it's not like certain other type things that, oh, if you miss a stock, it just goes up 10, 20, 30%. You can still justify buying it. But when these quadruple, people are like, dang, I missed it. Yeah. So yeah, if you do like it and you believe in it and you're willing to hold and go through ebbs and flows, because it could drop, who knows, then yeah, I think that's kind of good advice to just buy it, because it just doesn't make sense to nickel and dime if the big upside is there that we're kind of expecting.
Right. I want to give a couple shout outs right now. Nick Giuliano, he's in the house. We got Jeremy Lee, who I met at the National. Not at all who I thought he actually was, which is funny. But it was great connecting with him at the National. He's just a great guy. And Vic Lex, who's been all over NFT stuff in the DMs. So yeah.
Sir Yakuza asked, do you think people that are priced out of CryptoPunks move to Meebits? So this is just one thing that happened. There's a guy named FaZe Banks. He's a part of the very popular video game group FaZe Clan, and he's been buying CryptoPunks for a while, and he had a bunch of them, and he ended up selling one that paid off all the other ones. And he immediately took the Ethereum he got from that CryptoPunk sale and bought two very expensive Meebits. That's just one guy, but I do think that anyone who, like, you're going to see a wave of people that are selling CryptoPunks, taking the big current winnings that are available to them and potentially buying Meebits. I think Meebits will definitely be high on their list of stuff to buy. Also, there's not that many great NFT. If you really dig into the NFT world, there's not that many amazing projects. That, like, obviously amazing projects. There's a lot of projects, but ones that you can really point to and go, that has a great chance. It's not that many. So it really lends people to just go, I'm going to go with Larva Labs. I'm going to go with the people who created the CryptoPunks. I'm going to go with the Meebit. I think that's kind of like the trajectory that people are going when it comes to these things.
Yeah. Also, I want to kind of go back a little bit on the topic of, I think someone asked, do we think CryptoPunks went up too fast earlier?
Yeah.
Literally, there was one investment fund which bought up a bunch of them last week, and then you had a couple big ape sales. But one fund bought 100 of them. That's just one fund. Imagine when more funds, more big money starts coming in. I'm not trying to say that.
How much did they buy?
They bought 100 off the floor.
But how many? What was the dollar amount they spent?
I think it was around $5 million.
So $5 million.
Yeah.
So So think about that, guys. $5 million caused havoc. $5 million in the crypto world is like $5. Like, these people are like swimming in money that invested at $100 Bitcoin and all this stuff. It was actually really, in the grand scheme of things, objectively, it wasn't that much money that even came into the CryptoPunk market that day. It wasn't like that crazy. People pay $5 million for a sports card. We saw the other day the Curry. We saw the Mahomes did 4 million. Like, that's not a crazy amount. And the crypto NFT market is much, much, much bigger already than the sports card market. It did 400 million in sales in 1 week. Like, the sports card market will never do that. Not in the foreseeable future, at least at the rate that we're going. It's not to say that the sports card market's not great. It's just, it's not comparable to this crazy crypto NFT market.
Yeah. Nick Juliano says 5 million for a punk I can design on Microsoft 98 Paint. The only thing I'll say to that is the same thing as with cards. Buy what you like. If you don't like it, if you don't know how it looks, don't buy it. Like,
yeah,
we're not out here trying to like force it on people. Like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. But we like it, and we think that it has potential.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely hire an artist to paint something that looks similar to a Van Gogh or Picasso, and it'll get kind of close. It doesn't really mean anything. You have to have the original. And Nick, you're asking, punks talk? No, but Meebits will be able to talk in the metaverse. So yeah,
guys, me and Anthony, our Meebits are going to be opening up a card store in the metaverse. If anyone wants to come visit the
card store.
Yeah.
That could happen, because there are people already creating like museums, and you can go into the museum in the metaverse. You'd like type in coordinates, and you go there, and you can also visit these on the desktop if you go to decentraland.org, and you can actually visit people's NFT museums and like click on the NFTs and actually buy it, because I have links to OpenSea, which is the marketplace that sells these. So yeah, there's already museums that are housing these, and you can go and view them in the metaverse. So I'm excited to see like how much more advanced it gets the next few years when it comes to like those kind of things. Yeah. I think it's going to be much, much faster than people anticipate, just because of like how powerful like this thing is already.
Yeah. I showed my dad is 72. He's an old man. And I showed him like the art gallery, like the virtual art gallery thing, and he was like, "Oh shit, like that's crazy."
Yeah.
That's what he said to me. I mean, I agree with what you said. I do think it's gonna come faster than people think. I don't think it's gonna be 10 years until we start getting real kind of like metaverse utility, I guess.
Yeah. No, I think it'll definitely be way sooner. And like I said, I always tell this to people. I'm like, if you, not so many people are gonna just come to my apartment and see my physical art, but if I have a museum in that in this metaverse, everybody or a lot of people at the end of this live might say, "Let me go put this on in 1 second and go see what he's got in his little museum." And there will be a lot of people who will probably go and do so. So in terms of like just other people seeing what it is you own, it'll be like exponentially more in the metaverse than just the real world. And they're digital images, so it's not like it's gonna like look. It looks the same anywhere, so long as you're seeing it on the screen. You know.
Yeah.
Someone says, I've seen Punks and Apes in VR chat already, so developers are already on it. So I think VR chat, if I'm not mistaken, is an application on the Oculus that already exists. So people are already kind of using the Punks and the apes from, I guess he's talking about the Bored Apes, I imagine. And the developers are already on it. So someone says, so basically whatever people think looks cool. Yep, exactly. How are you supposed to beat the crowd when trying to invest? I think that honestly,
I'll get my
Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
I think if you're buying quality NFTs right now, I think you're already beating the crowd. Hot take.
Yeah. I think that like if you're one of the things that I look at is like, if nobody I really know, like in my circle, my world, my friends, if none of them own it yet, then I know I'm early. That's number one. And then, yeah, if I do enough research on it and I see enough kind of like things pointing in that direction, then I feel good about it. And then I reach out to people who I know who already own them, kind of like try to pick their brain about why they own them, and just see if I agree. And then like, it's really hard to explain, but like when you really like spend a lot of hours kind of obsessing over this, you start to feel this momentum behind these projects, and you start to just get a really good idea if the project is going to be like big or not, you know? Yeah. I guess in the sports card world, you can maybe describe it with like, over the last couple of years, we've seen people really start to push hard on the kabooms. Like you feel that momentum behind kabooms. It's starting to seem very likely that in 5-10 years, people are still going to want those kabooms. So the same way you kind of feel that, and you know that that's kind of like has that momentum behind it, would be similar to when you start digging into the NFTs, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, to answer the question of how do you kind of sift through NFTs and like pick out the good ones, I mean, I focus on three main things. The first one is historical significance. If something is the first of something, that's always a big deal. I really looking at being the first of something when I kind of prospect on NFTs, if you will. The second thing is if it looks cool, like that. And when it by looks cool, it typically is more art-based things, like just things that I think look cool, I'm going to buy. And the third thing is something that Anthony kind of mentioned, which is when you start to see something pick up momentum, and when you start to see like a small crowd start to like collect a certain thing, and you start to see a community form, that's kind of a good place to attack, because a lot of the best NFT investments have all kind of came out of really strong tight communities that are like super passionate about the project.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with that. And to add to that, when you go, so Discord is kind of like where these communities live. So people are like, where are these communities you're talking about? Discord is an app, and all the NFTs kind of have their own Discord where people talk about them. And something I'll add to that is there's certain NFTs that if you really dig into it, you can kind of tell people are buying them with the intention to sell them. With CryptoPunks, there are people doing that, but there's a lot of people who are buying them and they don't want to sell it. That's something that I've been thinking about. Like once you buy one, and especially if it looks like you're buying it kind of thinking, oh, this kind of like looks like me, or I resonate with this one, it's very hard to sell. You get very, very, very attached to it. And I think that's a good thing because that will decrease the supply that becomes available as the prices go up. Um, like this is just me, and I'm maybe not well, but my CryptoPunk tripled in value and it's worth 6 figures. It's by far the most expensive asset I own, and I have no interest in selling it whatsoever. I don't know
Diamond
how
hands,
that's going to
baby.
work out for me, but that's literally how I feel. Because people are like, I wonder if he's thinking maybe to sell. It's gone up so much. But no, I'm actually have no interest in selling it because I do believe long term that these are going to be strongly desired, and there's just a limited supply, and there's a lot of money to go around the crypto world. And I think that they could continue to, it might go up and down like crazy, but I still am very confident in the long run that it will be worth more than what it's worth today. And it's better than holding cash, basically.
Yeah. Shay all day said it's also important to consider the person or people behind a specific project. That's 100% correct. Like we're looking at Meebits right now, and a lot of that is because of who created Meebits, which is Larva Labs. They're like the GOAT, like NFT creators, at least right now. So it definitely matters like who's behind a project. And just to kind of build on what Anthony was saying, like my CryptoPunk is going to be my digital identity for the next decade. Like I'm not selling unless I absolutely need the money. Someone asked me the other day, let's say someone offered you, 2x above market, would you take it? And it might be dumb for me to say no, but no, I wouldn't take it because my CryptoPunk is my identity, and I'm very confident in the long-term value of it. So I'm diamond hands, baby.
Yeah.
Diamond hands. My punk's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sell it unless it were to go like just so outrageous. I just don't see a great reason to sell it now. And I still think that cryptocurrencies will 4 or 5x like easily. And like yeah, this run for CryptoPunks has been great, but it's still only a double. So for a cryptocurrency to go from like where CryptoPunks were around, let's say 1 billion market cap, now they're at 2 billion market cap. That's not a crazy jump. Cryptocurrencies do that at all time. So that's another reason why I feel like it could continue to go up. Like something, oh, this is something I should mention. One of the reasons I bought it was that this cryptocurrency, you guys have heard of it, Dogecoin, it got to a market cap of 50 billion. It was just a meme. There's nothing to it. Elon Musk just talked about it and it went through the moon. To me, I'm thinking like, well, I think CryptoPunks can become more popular than Dogecoin, or at least as popular, or half as popular. And
Or
if
at least in
Dogecoin
theory,
got to
they
50,
should be.
huh?
Or at least in theory, they should be.
Yeah, so I feel like it's starting to gain steam, and I feel that if it gets to half, that's 25 billion market cap, and it's currently at around 2 or 1, around down there. It still has maybe a 12x upside if you just kind of compare it to Dogecoin and the popularity that got. Obviously, there was a huge like jetpack rocket, whatever, by Elon to send that thing through the moon, but I could still kind of see the Meebits having a big run because I still think overall like the value of all 10,000 put together is not that insane for crypto world. Something else that we should talk about is wow, right on point. When fractional punks, I was about to say that.
Right now.
Yeah, fractional. So when they fractionalize a punk, now you're gonna have a whole market of people who have $1,000 who want to invest in CryptoPunks, and now they'll be able to, and they'll be willing to pay my CryptoPunks 120 grand. They'll be willing to pay 150 grand to get into it. They don't care. They think it might go to 500,000. So what difference is, it's not a big difference to them if they have those future values in mind. So yeah, I think fractionalization, I think it already exists, right? Fractional.
Yeah, there's
art.
literally a company called Fractional, and they launched a couple of weeks ago, and there's already a ton of NFTs that are being fractionalized every day on the platform.
Yeah. There's another thing. What was I going to say? Just lost track. Yeah, the fractional is gonna be huge. What was it? What was I thinking? I forgot. But yeah, fractional is gonna be a really big thing when it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. There's a punk token, right? I haven't invested
Yeah.
in it, but I know there's a punk token.
It's through a platform called NFTX, I believe.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and they basically bought a bunch of floor CryptoPunks, and they're turning it into a token, essentially, I believe.
Yeah. That token's interesting. That's it. That's maybe a way for people to invest in a punk who can't buy an entire one now. So yeah, we can open it up the floor to like questions because I don't really. I think we kind of covered most of what we wanted to.
Yeah.
I'll show my two. I don't think I showed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
this is
Anthony has two. I only have one because I'm a loser.
that's my okay. So I bought two because if it does go up crazy in value, I like that one. I think I like this one better. So now if maybe it does go kind of crazy in price, I would sell one, keep one, and just pay off the first one with the second sale. And I'll probably maybe buy one or two more because I want to own more than one actually. So I might get like three or four and then maybe sell one if it goes crazy. Uh,
Yeah.
I wish I would have done that with the CryptoPunks, but the price got to the point where the ones I really liked were like 40 grand and I didn't want to put 100 grand into it. So I just bought that one.
This is my guy. He's got purple basketball shoes, a gold chain, and a hoodie, and
Yeah,
my
I like the gold
glasses.
chains.
So
Where do you go to look
I
at
want.
what's available? You go to OpenSea.io, and on OpenSea, go to the top and type in Meebits, but don't hit search immediately. You need to wait for the Meebits with a little check mark to pop up, and then you click that. And then you go to price on the right, low to high, similar to eBay, low to high, and then you can see it. There's gonna be some on bids. I don't do the bid thing. I just look to see. Scroll down. Once you get past the bids, you'll see the ones that have a price, and you're able to buy with Ethereum.
Yeah.
And if you want to offer, it's a little complicated, but you have to basically go to uniswap.org and swap Ethereum for this thing called wrapped Ethereum. And then you can offer with wrapped Ethereum.
It's so funny. Like all of it is so complicated for someone who's new coming to
Yeah,
this
very
space.
complicated.
Imagine how much more easier it's gonna get.
Yeah. I have
For
a
that.
friend who actually is working with OpenSea, and he is enabling credit card checkout where someone can type in their credit card and buy it. So it'll essentially just buy the Ethereum for them and pay it for them once the payment goes through. So yeah, that's gonna be big. Yeah, it's true. Like there's $400 million in NFT sales, and it's a complete mission to really buy one. Like at first, once you buy it once, it's easy. But the barrier to buy one at the beginning is kind of annoying and a little sketchy for people who haven't done it for the first time. So imagine when it's like very easy, when you can just like see one and just like buy, like the way eBay is, you know?
The first time I tried transferring crypto from my Coinbase to my MetaMask, that was the scariest thing I've ever done.
Yep. Yeah, so what you do, guys, is you transfer a small amount. And once you transfer a small amount and you see that it got transferred, then you know, okay, this is legit. I need not worry about it getting lost in the matrix.
Yeah, do a trial run first for sure.
Nick,
Juliano,
we're completely past that point. We're so far out of here that it's not even. It's it. We're gone. We're completely gone.
Juliano said earlier that this is like the nerdiest shit ever. I think that's what he said.
Yes.
But so was cards 5 years ago, and so was gaming 5 years ago, and so were shoes 10 years, like sneakers 10, like
So was Bitcoin 5 years ago.
So was Bitcoin.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, a lot of the best spaces to invest in are born and start with a community of nerds.
Yeah, a lot of people are bullish on the crypto world just because of how many kids from Harvard, MIT, they're not going into the traditional spaces that they typically do. A lot of them are going into the whole like crypto world.
Yeah, David says Trying to explain MetaMask to my friends is like telling a pilgrim in 1810 how to use a laptop.
Yeah, the MetaMask. But to be honest, I had a friend today, first time MetaMask. He figured it out, and he figured it out like in 15 minutes. It's not that hard either.
No, it's not that hard, but
But if you're just trying
there's
to
a learning
speak it
curve.
to someone, you have to you have to be on the phone with the person. Go to MetaMask.io. Okay, download this thing. Okay, now you see at the top of your browser, you see that little fox. Click that fox. Okay, you see how it says you have this much Ethereum. All right, now you see that little button. You click that. That's your address. All right, now send your Ethereum to that address, and then boom, now it's there. Now you can just, once the Ethereum is in your MetaMask, this little widget on your browser, you can go to these sites, and the site basically recognizes that you have this Ethereum, and it will allow you to purchase. It just kind of like links, almost like a debit card with money on it, that it can see and access, and you just have to authorize it to be used.
Someone says, can CryptoPunks snort coke? The answer is yes. Mine snorts coke all day, every day. He's an addict.
Oh my gosh. Where can I see it? Where can they see it? Well, you can just type in the Meebit number on Google, and it's the first thing that comes up. So if you type in, where's my number? Mine is Meebit number 3525. You go to Google, type in Meebit number 3525, you can see mine. You people definitely drive Teslas. Hey, Tesla stock went to the moon, and the company doesn't really sell that many, or doesn't really profit that much, so I'm good with that. Digital wallet, Nick. His Meebit does too. It's getting out of control in here. In the metaverse, Gucci LV Supreme released limited clothing for your characters. Yeah, that's going to happen for sure. Like, these companies have to do it because what's the cost of creating a digital Gucci shirt? It's nothing. You know, it's just paying the guy to create it once, and then they can print it over and over, different colors and stuff like that. So all those companies are definitely going to do that. Like, the sports teams are already releasing NFTs and stuff. Like, the Heat have like some banners that they sell that are limited banners from different years that they won stuff. And your CryptoPunk pick love with you. Why not digital wallet? Well, because if you call it digital wallet, then how does MetaMask kind of like differentiate itself? How would I, there's a million different digital wallets. It's like saying, why doesn't eBay just call itself Marketplace?
Yeah, why is this computer called a MacBook?
Yeah, why is your Instagram thing not just card collector? Bro, did you guys hear the Twitter NFT drops? No,
Yeah,
we didn't. Tell us more.
No, when Twitter.
What do we search on OpenSea? You have to search Meebits. Me spelled like this. Meebits with 2 E's.
Shout out to Yamwax, who's in the chat tonight.
I don't own a car, actually. I just Uber everywhere.
I drive a golf cart.
Do you really?
No, no. But I couldn't give two shits what kind of car that I drive. I'm like, I know nothing about cars. Like, literally nothing.
The only car I really want is like a vintage Porsche, like in a certain color. Because like there's certain Porsches from certain years where they made like a limited amount because people could custom order colors. So like there's this one called like Riviera Blue, and there's another one called Mexico Blue. They're very similar. That's like the only car I really want to own.
Oh yeah, I'm Anthony. I want a vintage Porsche.
It's true.
Sell your CryptoPunk while you're at it.
I could sell a CryptoPunk and get the vintage Porsche, but I'm not going to. I like the maintenance on the CryptoPunk better than the Porsche, and no cost to house it. I think I was talking with a friend who was kind of like, he actually is not even into NFTs like that, and he made a point that like he likes with NFTs like the simplicity of it. It's unlike other collectibles. Like if you buy a super expensive, Picasso or sports car or watch, you have to service it. You have to do all these things to it. Even just the security of it, something can happen. Whereas with the NFTs and the cryptocurrency, the way the whole thing works, it's like very simple in a lot of ways, and not as complicated as some of these other things. Like if you have I've even heard like these some of these big card companies that travel around with these cards, they have to travel like in a private jet because they can't travel with like this much, with $20 million in cards. So yeah,
Someone
very.
says in the comment, would you not consider it a phase or a fad if companies and organizations are joining quickly? And I guess I'd say, would you consider social media to be a phase or a fad?
Yeah. I
I
don't
mean, the
think it's a
bottom line
fad.
is,
I think art is a real thing, and I think people are living in their phones and their screens more than ever. And I think digital art is here to stay. I don't think that people are just gonna not care about digital art um, in the future.
I mean, look, like there's going to be a shit ton of supply. Any celebrity or athlete or company or sports team or this or that who can make any kind of substantial, profit from releasing NFTs is going to release those NFTs, and it's the collector's job to sort through the bullshit from what's actually valuable and what people are actually going to value.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like going out and buying every NFT that I like or that I think has potential. I'm buying the ones that I really have a good feeling about long term. I mean, I'm also just not planning on selling anything.
Someone says my password for Google gets compromised regularly. Yeah, but trying to hack, I don't know. I think trying to hack the MetaMask is very, very tough.
I mean, so
Um,
with MetaMask, there's basically like two-factor authentication, and you also have like a seed phrase,
yeah,
which your seed phrase is your most important thing with the
correct.
digital wallet.
Without that, you're
You
done.
cannot put the seed phrase on any kind of digital medium, really. You have to keep it yourself, write it down, lock it up,
Physical,
put it
yeah.
away, hide it. That's basically like your key to get in your digital wallet.
Yeah. I have
So
one of those what do you call it at the bank, the safety security boxes, and I have my seed phrase in like one of those.
yeah,
And I have one like some other random place as well, just in case the bank, God forbid, burns down or something.
yeah. So
Um,
I have a hardware wallet. It's called a Trezor, and that's kind of my where I'm putting my CryptoPunk,
yeah,
where I'm storing it because it's much more safe. A hardware wallet. Actually, Jack Dorsey, the Twitter founder, and Apple are actually, I'm pretty sure, developing hardware wallets right now. Cold storage, as
yeah,
Riverfront is putting in the chat.
yeah. I think Coinbase too and all these sites will create like vaults for your CryptoPunks, and you can basically probably pay them a small fee where they'll say, okay, well, we're gonna vault your punk, but and then if you want insurance on top of that, if something happens, we pay you out the cost of the punk. Or whatever NFT you have or whatever you value it as. But I think, yeah, more and more that they're gonna have much more security and ways to really lock down your crypto and your NFTs. And by the way, an NFT is essentially just a token as well. It's not much different than crypto other than that there's an image attached.
Yeah, an NFT in its most simplest form is just a token that says that you own a digital file. It's not the digital file itself. It's a token that identifies that you own a digital file.
Yeah. All right. I think that we covered everything plus more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what Meebits are, and we'll see where they go from here. Summertime buds, tops, or punks. Punks for sure. When it comes to like, I'm just all about the limited nature, and when it comes to stocks, you can always buy as much stock as you want of anything. But when it comes to punks, as we saw, if you want to drop 5 million in it, you're going to cause the market to go completely haywire. Um,
It's just a game of supply and demand with all this stuff.
yeah. I feel that actually people are probably right now thinking like, I want to pump 5 million into this. How can I do it without making the market go crazy? Because it's hard. Because people see like if someone comes in and buys 5 or 10, everybody starts increasing their prices automatically, thinking like, oh, here it comes. And yeah, there's like a Twitter account called CryptoPunks bot that tracks all the sales, and anybody who owns a CryptoPunk basically has like notifications for all of this happening so people can see. Oh, and something to add, the guy who bought the 88 CryptoPunks the other night, he hired a programmer and paid him $10,000 to be able to buy them all in one swoop in like 1 second. Because if you were to do it manually, they would catch on. This guy did it like really, really professionally and wiped out the whole market. Like you said, it was an art fund, so they did a good job of doing that. But I'm sure that was complicated to do too, and that was only $5 million worth. So it'll be yeah. Apparently, I've heard, this is a rumor, but I heard that there's another fund coming in like the next week, and they're gonna do the same exact thing.
Should be interesting to see what happens. Last thing I just want to say, it's kind of off topic, but the word NFT, like we keep saying NFT, NFT, NFT. Could NFT be the equivalent of World Wide Web?
Could be. Could be.
Like the terminology. Do you think like we're going to be saying NFT down the road? Like no one says World Wide Web anymore.
No. Did people say the World Wide Web back in the day, or did they always say internet?
I mean, quite frankly, I wasn't around, but I know, like
I think it was internet. I don't even think World Wide Web was like a thing that really took off. Rune. Oh yeah, Rune. I've heard of that. There's a Rune token too. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I need to look into it though. Till this day. All right, guys, this was fun. We're gonna keep doing these. We already have another one that me and Max both own that we'll announce in the near future about.
Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know the next one you're actually gonna call us crazy.
The next one's fully insane. But I bought mine and it tripled the week after, so it's fucking nuts. But it has potential. So yeah, check back with us for the next one. Maybe we'll do it next week. All right, guys. Have a good night.
See you, everyone.
Later.